Hi all, Lee Veris here with Phototech Tuesday. Each week I'll be posting a new video about photography, technology, art, and more. Today I thought I'd share my black and white post-processing workflow to rescue bland color images. I often find myself in less than ideal photo situations. You know, the kind where the light sucks, and even though you feel that the subject is worthy, everything you try just results in blah. I usually pass over these images after I import them, and only after weeks of neglect I might return to them to see if I can revitalize them with some kind of post-processing magic. And I have found that sometimes a great black and white image is hiding in an otherwise boring color image. Let's take a look. So here from our last little kind of photo adventure, we were on a cruise through the Mediterranean. And one of our stops was Mykonos, and here you can kind of see a whole series of images that I took of the famous windmills. And there's a reason why these are almost always photographed at sunset, because during the day this is now kind of close to noon, and they're just bland. They're just very bland images. I shoot JPEG and RAW at the same time. The RAW file has a little bit more contrast. Let's just take a look here. I'm going to work on this image. All right, so yeah, nothing going on in the sky. It's just kind of boring. And so sometimes, it's useful to start looking at these things in black and white instead of color. So, we'll just go to the black and white, a little button here, and it defaults to Adobe monochrome. There's also an adaptive black and white, so that's always worth trying out. And that's kind of making everything more bland again. So the adaptive black and white really isn't working here. I'm going to go back to the sort of standard Adobe monochrome. All right, now this is a reasonable place to start. And we can go down into this section here. Instead of now color, it's black and white. So we have it's basically the color mixer, but now it works in black and white because we've selected black and white here. And I can make the blue sky darker, right? That's pretty good. Good place to go. But we also have the advantage of the new landscape masking capability. So let's check that out. We'll go up here into the mask panel and we'll select landscape. And now the AI sort of analyzes the landscape and breaks it up into these different features. So in this particular image, the AI identified sky, architecture, vegetation, which really I think is just a pile of rocks there, but it's decided that that's vegetation, and what it's calling natural ground. And we have very good masks automatically made for this. So we're going to use that to help craft this black and white. So we'll start with the sky. I'll go ahead and create a mask for the sky, and I could have just selected sky right off the bat here. But I'm also going to intersect this mask with a linear gradient. And we'll kind of start up here and just kind of pull this gradient down, and it comes down behind the windmill here. And I'm going to use this to darken the sky just a little bit more, get a kind of a little gradation going on in there. Okay, and let's see, maybe I'll just pull the whites over a little bit. Actually, not in the mask. Here, let's go back to our basic panel. And I'll just pull those whites into the white range, but maybe I'll bring the highlights down, right? So you can see a little bit brighter and a little bit sort of gradation in here. So we've got some texture over here. I'm not clipping the whites, but I did brighten the whites a bit. That's adding a bit more contrast. Let's see. Let's see if I can add a little clarity overall. Might be a good idea. We'll add some clarity. That's kind of adding some contrast over here, darkening the shadow of the windmills here. And now I'm thinking, you know, I might like the sky to get a little bit brighter right at the horizon here. So I'm going to go back to my mask, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new sky mask. And again, I'm going to intersect this mask with a linear gradient. But this time I'm going to come down from the bottom. I'm going to pull up because I want to create kind of this a brighter horizon here. So I'm going to increase exposure there just a bit. And it's kind of like pulling out these clouds that are down at the horizon. And it's also giving me some separation here between the shadow side of the windmill and the sky. And it helps a little bit over here as well. Okay. All right, now let's attack this foreground here. So I'm going to go ahead back up in here to create a new mask, and I'm going to select landscape because I know I've got that natural ground as a possible mask. So I'm going to go ahead and check that and create mask. And you guessed it, I'm going to do that intersect mask with a linear gradient. And I'm going to start down here at the bottom and gradate up. And we're going to reduce the exposure a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. I want to go for the full drama here. So I'm really going to make that ground kind of almost match the sky. So now we're really pulling the eye into the windmills. And that's starting to look like... starting to look pretty cool. I've got a lot of drama there. Let's go down and just do a little bit of vignetting to kind of strengthen these sides here more than anything else. And now I've got a really dramatic black and white. And to finish it off, I always use, I have a little preset that I've made here, a split tone preset, the selenium split. So that's what that looks like. Can kind of see as I pull off of it. I'm going to show you how I made that preset. We're going to go in here to the color grading, and I like to get a kind of a selenium toning sort of split. So I'm going to take my shadows here, and I'm going to shift them a little bit towards kind of the magenta, just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and make that blending full, right? So I'm just pulling that off of neutral into the slightly more magenta, and on the highlight side, and I'm going to go into kind of a little more of a cyan kind of look to get a bit of a split tone effect. All right, that's pretty good. All right, so you know, that's quite a bit better than, let's go over to our opening here. That's our basic black and white, and that's our dramatic black and white. I think you'll agree that that is a whole lot better than this, right? Okay, so sometimes there's a really cool black and white just hiding inside that bland color image. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and hopefully this will inspire you to do your own experiments with black and white conversions. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss another Phototech Tuesday. And I'll see you next time. You might consider joining us for a travel adventure, checking out our trips and in-person workshops at our website, BobbyandLee'sPhotoAdventures.com. And our last photo adventure for this year will be an amazing once-in-a-lifetime India for beginners, a first-class luxury tour, including the Taj Mahal, a tiger safari, and the Pushkar Camel Festival. And that's October 17th through 29th. We can take up to 2 more people on this trip, so if you're considering it, sign up soon because it will sell out. Next year, we will again go to Venice for Carnival, and sign up is now live. Check out the website for more info. And thanks for watching. You can scan this to sign up for our email so you can get the newsletter, the Phototech Tuesday newsletter, and see what's happening on all our photo adventures. All right, bye for now.